So knowledge about how the other side thinks about itself as an identity, very, very important competence for the negotiator and mediator. Third, attitude about contract. Where exactly does the deal live? Does it live in the paper of the contract, or does it live in the behavior and the relationship between the parties? One is looking backwards to a time when we wrote the contract. The other is looking forward to the situation we have today that's changed, and now we have some difficulty we have to overcome. Most Western, North America, Northern Europe thinks that the deal lives in the contract. Almost everywhere else in the world, the deal lives in the relationship. And being able to bridge those two models of what a contract is, crucial skill for someone who wants to be successful in international negotiation and mediation. Third, attitudes about authority. Who decides? In the United States, we are very happy to delegate decision-making power. A lawyer can go into, for even a very big company, and can have settlement authority to handle a matter, and it's done. And when they sign it, it's over. But not all societies are like that. Go to Korea, you will not find a decision maker in any negotiation or mediation. The decision maker is very difficult to find, and it's very difficult on purpose. That way, if anybody makes a mistake, the decision maker doesn't get blamed. And that's very important in many societies. So it's a crucial skill of a good negotiator and a mediator to be able to understand these differences in authority and how that culture thinks about authority. Because you can think you reached a wonderful deal, but if you don't understand that the person you're negotiating with, even if they said they had authority, could never have authority, then you've not really concluded an agreement at all. Finally, fifth, what is the attitude of the culture about lawyers? This can be quite different from culture to culture. For example, just brought a little statistics here. The World Bank did a study recently on how long it takes to get a contract case litigated from day one till the final appeal, on average. Now, there was no number for Italy, sadly, but I'm sure that someone here can tell me what the average time is for litigating a contract case. Here's some examples. In the United States, to litigate a contract from beginning to end, 365 days, 1 year, average. Now, that's on average. Some cases appeal, some cases don't. That's the average. France, 200 days. Quite a bit less in France as an average amount of time. Ethiopia, 950 days. Average time for litigating from beginning to end, one contract. Guatemala, 1,685 days. Average time for one contract to go from beginning to end. Now, each of these societies will have a different attitude about the litigation system. And believe me, in Guatemala, nobody uses it. Whereas in France and America, it can be resorted to. So if you go into a culture where the litigation system is not really an option at all, then of course every dispute resolution process will be an alternative dispute resolution process to the courts. You're crazy if you use the courts. If, on the other hand, the process is somewhat working, then it becomes a more legitimate option. But your attitude about the legal system and the legal profession will be very important. I think the reason why the United States has become the sort of vanguard for this ADR is because 98.5% of all U.S. litigation between businesses settles. So we became very, very conscious of the litigation system not working as a primary system and became more interested in mediation, negotiation, because they're all negotiated anyway. So why not get good at it and do it sooner? But in a civil law system where only 30% of the cases brought settle before trial, it's a different situation. You'll have fewer cases that will require mediation because there are more cases that are brought that genuinely need some dispute settlement that is a right answer and a wrong, a winner and a loser. So maybe in different countries, mediation will take a different role for different types of cases. So what can we do to help overcome these difficulties? Just a few thoughts and I'll conclude. First, and I think Dean Guerin led the way here, better education for law and business students and even executives in these negotiation skills and mediation skills. So they become part of the toolbox all professionals bring with them. The negotiation area is a rich, disciplinary, academic area in the United States. We bring social psychology, cognitive psychology, behavioral economics to the study of negotiation and mediation. This is not just a professional activity people are born with. This is something people can get better at by understanding more. The difficult parts of a process, when an impasse can be overcome, when it cannot, is a science. And there is science to be learned. And I think in Europe, there is some work to do to bring this science more to everyone's understanding. Second, both lawyers and clients need to see that this is important. Clients, when they have a dispute, often say it's a legal problem. Don't worry me with it anymore, I'm done. And then they want to get on with doing the stuff in the future. And the lawyers, even when they plead with the client, please come to the mediation, the client's not interested, too busy, and so on. So a lot of education, Chamber of Commerce, law schools, business schools, professional associations, needs to be done in order to bring home the importance of this as something that furthers their interests. And it isn't just about the past. In disputes lay opportunities. And skilled problem-solving attorneys and other negotiators are the ones who are best able to take a dispute which looks hopeless and find in it the deal of tomorrow. From a patent dispute comes a new licensing program with new partners, rather than just you win, I lose. Finally, I think it's very important that we broaden the role that we all think of as the lawyer having. What is the professional identity of a lawyer? And not just be, I was this morning in one of your wonderful buildings here. I think it was City Hall. And in the City Hall is a painting of your first lawyer. I can't remember his name now, but he's sitting on a throne with a landscape behind him. And this image of the lawyer was a man sitting and buried in books, just books all around him, and his little pen and his books. That's the image of the lawyer. Well, that's not enough. These days, that's not enough. That's not enough in Italy. It's not enough in America. It's not enough in China. We have to be able to get our noses out of the books and see the business problems, understand the strategic needs of the business client so that we can integrate this legal knowledge into the business problem in a way that adds value to the way the entire process works. So basically, become more of a business strategist, not simply a problem creator and a litigator. Don't leave that behind, but bring something new to it. So that's the hard part. We're really here to discuss something that hasn't happened yet, and we need to find the return on investment for these activities for both the legal profession and the business community both, and it will take time. As I said, it's still working its way through the United States. It is beginning with the help of Giuseppe DiPaolo and the ADR Center, the many groups that are here today, from England, from Paris, from the United States, CPR Institute, JAMS, to push this option into a place where people can consider it more intelligently. And I think this is not the last meeting of this kind. I anticipate with the global economy that we are in a wave that will continue no matter what. And the question is, will we do it well, or will it become just an institution that no one pays much attention to? So thank you very much, and I want to thank especially Professor DiPaolo, who's bringing some of this knowledge to Italy by translating my book, Bargaining for Advantage, into Italian, which will be out within 2 or 3 weeks, so everyone rush to their bookstore and buy a new book. And it's been, again, my great pleasure to be here. Best wishes to all of you. Thank you.